I have future wager at 50 to 1.
You do?
I got another 25 to win.
Mystic Journey over the top takes the lead. She is entering the lead-off.
If I don't get the first leg, Warren, I just walk home. I'm just straight out the door. I'm gone.
Hello listeners and welcome to a brand new season of the 2 Units podcast. If you're new, it's great to have you with us. If you're one of the old faithful, welcome home. It is season 11 of the show. We haven't quite worked out how season 11 works just yet. I think it's been 5 years deep, but we're going to bring you some of the same high quality stuff as we attack the Autumn Carnival. Nick Foot is my name. David Strelaw is the Sultan's name. Hello, brother.
Yeah, great to be here, mate. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And yeah, season 11, it's hard to keep track when a podcast gets this successful, mate. It's sort of each season rolls into each other, doesn't it? But I think this might be season 11. What we do know, it's episode 227. And what a weekend of racing to come back for. Autumn Glow and the top dogs, some good sprinters, Jolie Star Angel Capital up in Sydney. The Lightning Stakes, of course, the first Group 1 at Flemington this season as well. So, mate, we are so back. And we've got the stables here set up.
The stables,
a new look 2 Units podcast.
It is a new look, and you might be listening to us early, but we're going to look to get the show out on YouTube each and every week. So tonight's show will be premiering at 7 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. Salty.
And just for some of the YouTube watchers that are watching it, currently probably 7:02 p.m. Well, we've got the stubby holders, of course, past Melbourne Cup winners. We've got My Bold Boy, ridden by the Grasshopper.
The GOAT.
Now, this is for the OGs. Jacob Opperman riding Royal Mile. Fancy a horse that refused to lose, that now has gone about 2,000 days between wins. I can't believe he's even still racing, but he's a cult hero. And, of course, the Purple Highlighter.
It's back.
We've seen some good times. We've seen some bad times, but mostly good times.
I had a few people. I was at the Hobart Cup over the weekend, and I had a couple of Units faithful come up and say, Footy, where's the Purple Highlighter? And I thought, that's an OG because it hasn't been cited for a good 4 years.
It's going to come back this season.
Okay.
It's going to be verbalised only.
Okay.
So a verbalised Purple Highlighter. But when I find something that I think is near on unbeatable, I might just give a little bit of a salute to the camera with the old Purple Highlighter.
Okay, I don't mind
We've
that.
got the better brand here as well. What's this one?
The Faber-Castell.
Yeah, it's the Faber-Castell. We like that.
Let's
We
not
like
muck it
that.
around. Let's get to the supper.
This fresh, delicious, tasty, meaty, turkey-filled, cold-cut combo. I eat 3 every day to help keep me strong.
First things first, the head of the table is holidays. Just how fucking good are
Yeah,
they?
they're the absolute best.
They're that good.
I had such a good holiday. You had a beauty.
I had 6 weeks in Europe,
Yeah.
and to not even, I live for racing and I live for footy, but to not think about either of them for 6 weeks, it is just
It's nice.
absolutely goated.
You've got to switch off.
It is, and switch off I did. Geez, it made the form hard when you get back.
Yeah.
When you miss 6 weeks of runs, you're going, who the hell is that?
I didn't switch off. I backed that many winners this summer. But they're just good. Friends, family, beach, outdoors, Kilkenny's on tap.
You're a big Kilkenny.
Yeah, I'm a big Kilkenny
man now.
Guinness's little amber brother, but it's just as creamy and twice as tasty.
Well, I hit a lot of the big bros when I was away. I was splitting the G all over the Europa, my friend.
I saw that.
Yeah,
I saw that.
went all right.
No, they're bloody good holidays. And you know what I love about summer and holidays is something that goes a bit underrated, and it's walking in the middle of the street. And this is something that just makes me feel good in summer. You're walking down the beach or just walking to get a coffee on a quiet street. I love just walking in the middle of the road, and it just comes to the supper. There's something about it.
Yeah.
Makes me feel free. I reckon there'd be people out there tuning in that think along the same lines as me, or, like the hungover walk the next day with your mates and you're all sort of 4 abreast in the road, or you're walking along the road and then all of a sudden a group of 6 spreads out over 300 metres. It's just good times.
We filmed a bit of content before the show. Spoiler alert, you'll see this a little bit later on. But we filmed a little bit of content in the street, and you were like, can we do it in the middle of the road?
Yeah, I did.
And I said, I'm a bit scared.
You're a bit scared.
I'm a bit scared. People know me around my house, so it's like I don't want to be that absolute moron that's filming weird content in the middle of the street.
Well, more to the point that people know you and they don't you don't want them to hit the accelerator accidentally.
That's a good point too. That's a very good point. Hey, when I was away in Italy, aperitivos, the Italians just have it sorted. Like there's legitimately a thing in their culture where they go and drink, whether it's, Aperols or Camparis.
Yeah.
And they've got they think there's this science behind it. Like, it opens your stomach up and prepares you for dinner. It's like it's this big
digestive.
Science. It's just an absolute piss take, and it's that good. I'm here for it. The amount of aperitivos I hit when I was away, it's very much supper-worthy. In fact, I think it's called the SULTAN'S aperitivos this week.
It is, yeah.
Yeah,
There's a bit of science behind that. When I was in Italy, I was a human limoncello spritz.
Yeah, they're good,
So
mate.
you go, if you want a snack, you just go get a drink and then you get your snacks for free. So
Yeah.
in Australia, if you go out and you want a bowl of Sicilian olives, you pay $15.
Yep.
And by the way, Sicilian olives are the best olive in the world,
Group
bar
ones.
none.
I'm not an olives guy.
They're firm, green, absolutely magnificent. Don't need to be in olive oil, just by themselves, brilliant anyway. But they give you olives, chips, pretzels, nuts. They give it all to you. They give you the thirsty
I
things.
can't even eat dinner though.
Yeah.
I fill up.
They give you the thirsty things, so in the aim that you buy more drinks.
Yeah, well, they're not really free because they get you. And if you want to go exchange rate, the limoncello spritz in Venice is about $4 million
That's
Australian.
true.
So
You know what's free over there? Those cigarettes.
what?
They're like $2 a packet.
Oh.
I don't even smoke. I took it up when I was over there. I thought, if I don't smoke these, I'm actually going to be losing money.
Exactly.
So I took it up. It's good. I come back with the
What was the ROI
with the
like
black
on
line.
them? Did you put them in the spreadsheet? Bit of green highlighter in the
Certainly
spreadsheet.
didn't take a loss on them.
Anyway, the aperitivos.
We've
there.
brought up my handyman capabilities in the past as being low. And you know that I got a flat tyre on the way to Horsham Cup once. And I tried to pass off that I changed it myself.
It was completely pathetic.
Yeah, roadside assist came to my rescue.
But
But
you took a shit on the side of the road.
I took a shit on the side of the road and I wiped it with a T-shirt and I left that T-shirt in the bush.
Was it a 2 units t-shirt? Was it a bit of merch?
Might have been a white one. I think it was a Betfair T-shirt. I actually think it was a Betfair T-shirt.
It's Tom Haylocks.
It was dirtier before I wiped my ass with it. Well, anyway, I got a flat tire. I took my girlfriend to this secret swimming hole at the top of Falls Creek. Beautiful, pristine. But you got to drive on like a pretty gnarly dirt road to get there. And I got a flat tire.
Yeah.
And we're like dead set in the middle of nowhere. There's just no chance of roadside assist. So as a team, we had to get gutsy, and I ended up actually changing a flat tire myself, mate. So I'm bringing myself to the supper because now I'm equipped. Now I know what to do.
As a
I just
team.
needed to do it once.
I'm pretty sure I spoke to Mrs. Saltz regarding this, and she said it was a little bit more on. She put a little bit more work into that than you.
I couldn't have done it without her because I gave up. I said, we're fucked. We're going to have to sleep here a few times. But she talked me off the ledge, which was good.
Gutsy stuff. The socials and racing socials have been on fire of late. It's
been a good time.
I think it's on an upwards trajectory.
Yeah, it is.
One guy that I've really come around to lately is Benny Scarf too.
I'm in the same boat.
I was completely off him going, what's this guy about at the start? But he has been very good. And some of the gear he rolls out, the dynamic between him and the mug is just completely outstanding.
It's the best.
Yeah, it's so good because I don't think the mug understands when like the humour element sometimes.
Nah.
It's just like very straight bat returns.
Yeah, like I've
or
replied to the
retorts.
mug before, there's no sour cream on this, and he'll just say like, ran out or something like that. Just like, he doesn't realise you're taking the piss.
Yeah. So the Scarfers mug dynamic is absolutely outstanding. I'm loving that. But over this last couple of days, the Scarf Kelly Holiday dynamic is absolutely outstanding as well. We might touch on that pretty soon, but just keep an eye out on that units because it's a progressing area.
Bit of positivity around the races. You and I off to Blue Diamond Day at Caulfield.
Excited for that next week.
Saturday week, which is going to be outstanding. But I went to a Bucks on Australia Day weekend, the races there at Caulfield. And the setup's outstanding, the way that they look after the general punter there. So if you buy a general admission ticket, you automatically get $15 credit at the bar. And general admission tickets, I'm pretty sure they're only like $25 or something.
That's great.
So you get $15 at the bar, and Carlton Dry Schooners all day are $6.
That's
That's unheard of.
That's impressive.
That's
That's
right there,
That's 1970s prices.
mate. That right there is looking after the punters. They're doing a lot of things right at the MRC.
Yeah.
And they certainly got that race day right. I was on course for that Super Bowl. I don't like the NFL.
Yeah.
They had 1,500 people there, and I honestly wouldn't be surprised if all of them were at the races after. Like the general admission, the downstairs bit was pretty full.
Really?
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
It was a good day. Yeah, they're doing a lot right. But I thought the money at the bar and $6 Carlton Dry Schooners. You know, Froggy sent something about the VRC the other day. He took his family there, and he got a pizza and a bottle of water, and it cost him $300 or something.
Yeah.
You know, you got to make it affordable, and I reckon they've done that well.
No, it's a good shout. I'm looking forward to getting up behind the glass with you on Blue Diamond Day.
Yeah, it'd be nice.
As well, Saltsy.
That goal regulation says or what? So you will listen to every damn word I have to say! I seen those finger paintings you bring home and they suck! I'll come!
This is what we've really been waiting for today, isn't it? Like, I feel like every season of the show over the break, the notes fill up. Like, we have a shared sheet and there's a lot that gets added to it. And we have to cull for episode 1. We could be here for 4 hours. We could do a 4-hour Pack Your Nags if we wanted.
10% of the stuff's made it. And as far as Pack Your Nags goes, I'm well aware that more things piss me off than make me happy. And you know what pissed me off? I did my dosh on the Hobart Cup.
Yeah.
So it's 37 metres short. Well, I can't understand people saying it doesn't impact the result. Like 37 metres is a long way in racing.
Yeah.
Does Alligator Blood hold on and beat I'm Thunderstruck in a Maccabi Diva?
Well, it was rumbling home.
He rumbled home, but he would have been too short if it was over whatever the hell that is, 1563.
Yeah.
You know, margins are tiny.
Yeah.
And this was my setup. So I'm pissed off because personally it affected me. So bold soul end of a multi going for stacks.
Yes.
So I thought, well, it's going to be more beneficial to back a few horses here than lay off on him, even though that's a good product. It was to win, so liability was too high. I thought, all right, I'll have something on Zuryab. I'll have something on Tara Mansour. I'll have something on Distrustful Award. Well, they've run second, third, fourth, bold soul, fifth.
Yeah.
And the winners come. I've never even heard of the horse.
And
there's no way it wins if it was 2,400 metres.
I was on course as an analyst in a marquee, and people were like, "What did you make of that horse's chance?" And I had to look it up. In the form guide.
I thought it had last start at Woolamai.
I was like, "This thing's beating the track record by half a second."
How do you run your feature cup 37 metres short?
It is.
It's absolutely ridiculous.
It is absolutely outrageous. A great day down at Hobart Cup, though. The units might get down there next year thanks to Tasmania.
It looked like a bit of fun.
It was great fun. Haven't been there since 2011. Someone nearly stabbed me when I was last there, so it was a much improved performance at the Hobart Cup in.
Me and all my mates have always said it's just a matter of time before you get stabbed.
Yeah. I feel like
I walk out the door every day and I think today could be the day I get stabbed.
What a way to live.
Yeah. Just don't get me in the wrong spot, we'll be right.
When I was overseas, I obviously did a European winter, and like in some places, it got cold. Like when I was
I've heard minus 20s.
Well, when I was in Berlin, it was -8. Like, and then it was bitterly cold.
Did it burn your face?
It was bitterly cold.
Yeah.
Like it was bone cold. It's to the point where it's like, I'm just not enjoying this. And there's no amount of goose down that's going to sort of assist me in getting warmer. I tell you what though, who can pack their nags? And that's the Italians. They overplay winter like something like nothing you've ever seen. So in places like Florence, Milan, Como, it was sort of like 13 degrees. So it was coldish. Got to 6 to 13, but you had the goose down like right down to the ankles, like those really long jackets, like the beanies, the ear warmers over the top as well. It was like everyone was playing that, and I'm sort of a jeans and t-shirt with like jumper on and off sort of operator, and
serious?
Yeah, like compared to these guys when the sun was out, and they're just completely overplaying winter there. Then you get to London, Paris, Berlin, and you're like, no, this is where you dress like that. So I got the eye ties in my sights, and they can pack the nags.
Well, we've got Kelly Holiday here. He's a team one.
Yeah.
That was good. Benny Scarf called him out. The hypocrisy was through the roof. Well, because clearly they're both against racing.
What a 20.
And they're both on the left side of politics.
What a 24-hour turnaround.
I know.
It's one of the greatest backflips I've ever seen. And the Winter Olympics is on at the moment.
Well, I would have thought I would have thought that Abby had something to do with that by the looks of his videos, this guy.
Definitely.
Yeah, he's had his head pulled in.
I kind of like that the Australian Turf Club made it really clear that they pulled out. It wasn't like it was like, no, this is them. We booked them. You've cocked us around. And it was just like, I know they turned comments off, but it was almost a bit of it was still a little bit of a throw you to the wolves, which was deserved.
We don't want to make this New South Wales Victoria, but there's no way Aaron Morrison would have ticked off on Kelly Holiday.
No chance.
We got Fisher and he had a bet in his own race.
Yeah.
That's the kind of guys we're rocking
And it
down
won,
here.
didn't it? Did he back the winner?
Yeah, that thing that was first up, Jamie Malamon. Absolutely shitting. It's
Yeah.
better than Millennium.
Yeah.
Forget its name.
Yeah.
It was good.
Need some luck?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
That's right.
So like, that's what we're rocking down in Victoria. And
Yeah.
they got this fuckwit.
Yeah.
So there he goes.
Hey, I put up a reel last week, and it was just a recycled like Foot Patrol reel with a bit of Three Doors Down. Valet.
R.I.P.
Yeah, R.I.P. Yeah. But
And Dawson from Dawson's Creek went too.
yeah,
I was flat about that.
bad year.
It's a good show. Him and Pacey.
Yeah. Anyway, I put that up, and I was rocking a bit of a different hairdo at the time. I had like the real short back and sides, and I was throwing it out, and I got like 6 individual messages. People thinking I'd created that reel that day, but it was 12 months old. And they're like, mate, the hair's looking so good. You're so fresh. I'm loving the do.
Yeah.
And I'm just reading these messages going, I'm assuming right now I look like a piece of shit.
Well,
It's the only thing you can take from that.
the haircut looked pretty good. It was a good haircut.
It was just it was a fast trim. It was a short back and sides. It was
Yeah.
like very primary school.
Mrs. Salt said to me,
Really?
Nick's got a nice sharp haircut. I said, I think that might be a throwback.
No, I think fades are gone. I reckon fades are 2024. It's all about the scissors through the sides now, mate. I'm telling you, get on board early, Salts.
No, I need to trim it up the side, makes it look like there's more on top. Hey, this is ages ago. It's Boxing Day. But this has been grinding my gears. We haven't had a show.
Yeah.
Did you know that Bay 13 got allocated to the Barmy Army?
No, I didn't know that.
It got allocated to the Barmy Army, Bay 13.
How's that work?
It's an Australian institution. When Scotty Boland took 6 for 7 and they built a statue of him in the MCG, Bay 13 was going completely berserk. It is the best crowd in Australian cricket, Bay 13, across the days of the Boxing Day test. And they gave it to our bitter rivals, and it was the only test that they won.
I feel like it's a bit of a sign of the times. Where my country gone?
Yeah. Well, that pissed me off. I'm still pissed off about it.
It's Mr. Garrison singing "Where My Country Gone." That's all I'm getting over this whole break. I'm just getting angrier and angrier. I'm investing in so much politics in my algorithm at the moment, Salt. So I'm just becoming a madman.
Yeah, I need to avoid politics before bed because it makes me angry.
Yeah.
Not to mention, we've gone pretty long into the show without me bringing up that Jacinta Allen headed the big build that's cost the Victorian taxpayers $15 billion. And there's only one person, Damien Ratcliffe, is the only person using the Westgate Tunnel. Like, there's literally one car uses it per day.
Rats
and it's
every
rats.
day. Oh.
No one else benefits from it.
Oh no.
Not...
Rats is doing figure eights through the tunnel.
Yeah.
doing
Just donuts.
fishies. He's doing fishies.
Gets
through
in
the
a
tunnel.
Greyhound Victoria 20 minutes faster. Well, no one else is benefiting, mate.
He's racing big energy through the tunnel.
Yeah. Hey, this is controversial because I don't mind the Winter Olympics, but you're off them.
Well, I'm off the Winter Olympics. They're clearly the worst Olympics, but it's more the events.
There's only 2.
It's exactly.
No,
It's
the Paralympics.
It's the worst of
Okay.
the Olympics.
Yeah.
The thing about them is every event can kill you.
Yeah.
Like if you watch
Yeah.
the Summer Olympics, you know, I'll go, 100 meter sprint, like I'm pretty explosive, but I'd get towed up in the 100 metres. Like there's events that you'd do and you'd complete no issues. In the Winter Olympics, every single event would probably kill me bar curling.
People die in the luge, like regularly.
Mate, it's madness. I hopped in bed the other night, got the iPad out, chucked on stand. I was like, I'm going to try and invest in the Winter Olympics. Got 5 minutes in, and the missus turned to me after watching luge, and she goes, "Can we watch Cool Runnings?" And I went, yeah. So we lasted. One German bloke smoked it down the luge, and then I was watching. Shit. Hey, Sanka man, you dead? Yeah, man. So that's where we got to.
We're going to finish it on a Winter Olympics note with a guy named Sturla Holmlagrad.
Oh, I know where this is going.
So he's a biathlete, a Norwegian biathlete, and he won bronze in the 20-kilometre biathlon. And he uses his post-race press conference.
That's extraordinary.
To apologise and say 6 months ago, I met the love of my life, the most beautiful and kindest person in the world. 3 months ago, I made the biggest mistake and I cheated on her. I told her about it a week ago. It's been the worst week of my life. I had a gold medal in my life, and there are probably many who look at me with different eyes, but I only have eyes for her. You lasted 3 months before you cheated on her.
He said I had a gold medal in my life. Well, now you've got a bronze and
no
misses.
Yeah, now you've got a bronze and no misses. Your life sucks, and you've been told to pack your nags by two absolute nobodies in Australia. That's where your life's at, Sturla. If you had a gold medal in your life and she was the love of your life and you couldn't last 3 months without cheating on her, well, you got some problems, champ. And to use a public platform to heap pressure on her to take you back, it's nothing short of pathetic. You can pack your nags, take your bronze medal. If you ain't first, you're last. You're a loser.
You know what I love about Betfair, Footy?
What's that, Salts?
It's not you versus the bookies. It's punter versus punter.
So you set the odds, or take them if you like them.
Yep. And as the market moves, you can back, lay, or even trade your position. It's proper strategy stuff.
It's where sport meets trading, and it's a completely different way to bet.
So if you're ready to level up, get Betfair on your side.
You can even follow all of our Saturday specs. Download the Betfair app today. Imagine what you could be buying instead. For free and confidential support, visit gamblinghelponline.org.au. It is time for SULTS Specs. It is great to have Betfair with us, and they're back on the unit side again for season number 11 of the program, Sultsy. Hey, what a day to kick off the show. You mentioned at the top, but it's obviously Black Caviar Lightning Day at Flemington. It's a corker of a race. I can't wait to unpack all of that with you. And then the Apollo Stakes up there at Royal Randwick. It's a good horses race. You always see good horses return in the Apollo. I'm very much excited for the Expressway, small field, but competitive as well.
Great race.
We've got daretodream.com.au back on the show as well this year, and they'll be supporting us with our Morphettville Parks specs. So plenty to unpack. I feel like this is going to be a fat edition of the specs, and we start at headquarters every single time.
You wouldn't know it if you've been tuning in for the duration of this show, but there's actually some horse racing on this weekend, and that's the purpose of this podcast. Yeah. So let's do as we do. We'll start at HQ.
It was a good catch-up.
No, it was good.
Yeah.
No, mate. I thought it was top shelf. The rail's true, and we'll be on a good 4. Now, the true rail at Flemington, it has a very good split of on-pace, midfield, and backmarker winners. And in fact, the percentage of winners that are true backmarkers and on paces is actually equal, sort of around 30%. So it is a fair rail position. There's a slight sort of southwest breeze that'll be no disadvantage to on-pace runners in the circle races, but it's not strong enough to really impact the day. I am still leaning towards, though, middle gates in straight races. That's our default, and particularly when the wind is coming sort of across the straight like that.
Hey, we're not going to touch on the Talender. We will get straight to race number 2. It's a benchmark 78 over the 2,000 metres, and I'm sensing this might be the first 2-bet play of the millennium.
Yeah. Oh, there's one later on that's even a better 2-bet play of the millennium.
So
it's the 2-bet play of the century. Yeah. Hey, it was 12 months ago that 10 Taurus won a Talender. Here he is first up in a Lightning. So a couple of good horses going around in that. But I like the way that Fear Not is going this preparation for Tom Dabernig. Geordie Childs rides. He's ran race fastest close 4 of his 5 runs this preparation. And the impressive thing about him is it's been off either slow or fast tempos. His last 2 runs have been off very fast tempos. Last starts produced winners. Ambassadorial walked in yesterday, or last Saturday, at Caulfield. Filio's Argento walked in at Sandown. Frontline action, copped an absolute corkscrew of a ride at Ararat and won. So good form through the race. He's 2 from 2 Flemington. And there's enough speed here, I reckon, to bring him into this with horses pushing forward from wide gates like an Extreme Virtue, Tucker Speed, Tarview kicks up barrier 5. Tucker Speed's the other one I want to back. He's on the up. He's coming through lesser races, but he gets Ethan Brown first time. And right now, well, he's just the best jockey.
That's a gear change.
He's the best jockey in the country right now.
Yeah.
He's absolutely flying. Don't worry about the wide gate with Ethan in the saddle. I've got full faith in him. And the form through his last couple of runs has been quite good as well. He sprinted off an even tempo at Sandown last start and was strong late, holding them through the line. And 2 back at Pakenham, he beat Flagfly. That horse has won twice since. So this is the 2-bet play of the century, not the millennium. The 6 and the 8. We back them for level results.
Yeah, okay. So Fewtonot's the favourite at the moment, with around 330 on the corporates, and you've got Tucker. So a bit of support, like on Corp 750 opened in, got as tight as 480 and back out to 6.
Yeah. Hey, the desirable stakes, it's for the fillies over 1,400 metres. It's changed shape a little bit from the way we thought this was going to show up, because we thought She's an Alibi was going to rock up and be on the way to an Australian Guineas, but a spanner got put in the works there and she might resume next. Who knows? They don't even know where they're going to go race morning, let alone in advance, but she's going to head up to Sydney. So it comes up relatively thin.
Frustrating for futures punters, that.
Yeah, well, you had a good price tempted into her for the Guineas.
No.
It hurts the Guineas as a race as well.
Oh, mate,
Big time.
It's been setting up as one of the best Oz Guineas in
Yeah, I
years.
know. That really
Still
did
is a good Oz
disappoint me.
Guineas, but she would have just added a bit of spice.
It disappointed me. Last week we saw class prevail over race fitness, and particularly as well with the Danny O'Brien runner that was 4 weeks between runs. Sassapil sets up similar to Davida last week. Can she go a lot better than Davida? The class horse is Ole Dancer, the last start Group 1 winner, but you found another angle.
Yeah, I'm with Custom, and I am going with a bit of race fitness under the hood here. I just thought she looked over the odds. Like, I really liked her run in the Manfred first up. Bunched finish. She ran the second fastest close of the race. Now, she hasn't stepped the 1,400 metres yet, but she looks like she'll appreciate that rise in trip. And the fact that I think she'll get a moderately run 1,400 metres here from barrier 2. So that's a tick. I think she can kick up, hold Sassapil's back, and she might be able to catch the Group 1 winner on the hop here. So I'm happy to be with Custom. Granted, she may not be the best horse in the race, but she might get one, the Ole on the hop. So Custom for me in race number 3. We'll flick to race 4 now, Salts. This is the Vobis Gold Prelude. It's 1,100 metres. You and I are going to side with one mare here. We're in agreement with Photograph. A little bit of Nickelback type stuff for us.
I'm keen to take on Immortal Star.
As am I.
She's up in the weights relative to the horses that she tackled last start at Sale, and she's back in distance. I think 12 suits her a bit more than 11. So Photograph is one of the ones I'm taking her on with. Her jump out down the back at Flemington, they gave her a proper hit out. It was nice work, beat home Evaporate on the heels of Don't Hope Do, which was a bit of a sick one for you the other week. So a bit of form through the jump out. But
she was asked beyond the line too. She was getting absolutely smashed, wasn't she?
But have a go at the form around her last preparation. First up, Luckless Darts Inferior going in a Lingy behind Stretton Angel, New York Luster. Too far back in a Begonia Bell at Flemington. Held up, should have finished closer. On the heels there of Arabian Summer, Flying for Fun, New York Luster. Too far back at Caulfield when finishing on the heels of She's Bulletproof, Aviatress. Like, she's the class horse. She pays for it at the weight, but I think if the best horse is winning, she wins.
No, I'm in full agreement with you. Like, this is the easiest assignment she's seen in some time. Like, you mentioned that Begonia Bell. This is, I think, chalk and cheese compared to a race like that. So I'm happy to be with her. And she actually handled the straight really well that day.
Yeah,
too.
she was luckless. Yeah,
so
agreed.
Now I'm with you. Photograph for me and another play for you in the 4th.
Yeah, this is a triple whacker. So this is 3 paddies. This is your Mega Mac or whatever they want to call it. Because I'm backing Photograph to win. I'm backing Tango Duel each way.
Yes.
Well, this is a quadruple whacker.
Yes.
And I'm laying Immortal Star.
Oh.
So there's 4 bets in the race.
So that's a hamburger with a lot, and it's some sort of like like real sort of spicy or zesty relish I'm sensing on this.
It's cardiac arrest. It's cardiac arrest if they all win, and it's cardiac arrest if Immortal Star wins.
And hopefully there's no cardiac arrhythmia on the ones we're backing.
Yeah, I know. Well, Tango Jewel meets Immortal Star 2.5 kilos better off at the weights after they clashed at Sale. Immortal Star, what I thought should have lost the race on protest. That cost me a lot. But I genuinely do think that I can look at that objectively. It broke the only reason it won the race is because it broke the rules. Anyway, Tango Jewel leads these for a long way, did win at 1,100 metres and just got a bit keen at Sale last at over 1,200. So back to 1,100, I think suits Tango Jewel a bit more than Immortal Star. And geez, with 51 kilos down the straight, rolling along on speed, that's dangerous each way.
Yep. No, a couple of plays there for us in the fourth. What about race 5? This is a benchmark 90 over 1,200. You're with a bloke he's just a really honest operator.
Ndola, this is the bet of the day. Ooh. He's a great price. Admittedly, Ruta Royale handles Flemington and goes well, and he looks like the sole leader. Barrier 2, he was slow away, some excuses at Caulfield last start. He's better suited at 12, but I also think Ndola's better suited at 12. He won fresh at 12 this preparation. All of his subsequent runs have been at 14. His run at Geelong against the shape of the race was excellent, and he ran past Modown fair square. I think he's a better horse than Modown. And his run at Flemington last start, he was in and out of cover, mostly wide without cover, keen on a slow tempo, 1,400 metres. His last 400 metres was 21.3. 6.42 fastest of the day. He had blinkers first time there. He's gone back to the jump outs between runs without his blinkers on, and notably, Luke Curry jumped him out as well. Luke Curry's got a terrific record on this horse. He's won 5 races. Luke Curry's ridden 4 of them. So he went and jumped him out at Werribee, and he's beat home some pretty good horses, or finished on the heels of some good horses in that jump out. You know, around Aztec Ruler, Devil Knight, Evaporate did have the blinkers on. So in a race that lacks tempo, I'm looking at Ruta Royale and potentially Highlights.
Yep.
Maybe Great Maximus go forward. Around a circle, you know, that's a negative for a horse like this. But in a straight race where they bunch up and you can use a turn of foot, I reckon it suits him down to the ground.
Yeah, well, you're right with Curry. 11 rides and 8 times he's been in the money. So he's only missed 3 times on Ndola. So good points there. Let's get to race 6 now. This is over the 2,500 metres. And there's a bloke here who I just want to continue to back if he keeps winning. And I speak of St. George, who's sort of just getting his career started now, I reckon, in Australia. So it's like things didn't pan out. He had obviously a big layoff from the track, and he's firing now on all cylinders for this camp. And he was tough last start over 2,000 metres. It was his 3rd run at 2,000 metres. I know you had the likes of Jenny's Meadow, who was taking ground off him late, but he's still got improvement to come. I think he's going to tick this box. Then it's 3 weeks or a month to the Roy Higgins, and they'll be looking for that golden ticket into the Melbourne Cup. So I'm pretty keen to play St. George in race 6. I reckon he's back.
I found this race a fair dog's breakfast. So you can make a case for a lot of them. There's a bit of an eye towards the Adelaide Cup here. A Dare to Dream flavour, Berkeley Square, Newfoundland. Newfoundland was runner-up to Silent Sorrento in the Adelaide Cup last year. They're probably heading that way.
Yep.
I thought he was good last start, Berkeley Square. Took off too early. Scary was good. Jenny's Meadow.
He's just in the never again, Berkeley Square for me. Like I just can't catch it.
I think a wet track probably going to suit him as well. I could make a case for a few of these. Even Paradise Storm with blinkers on off a poor run last start was good first up. He goes into multiples, but staying out.
Yeah. Let's get to race 7. This is the listed The Elms handicap, 1,400 metres. I think Sabage is going to be pretty popular with punters. And I think, you know, it's fair to say I think Sabage will probably be the best horse out of this race moving forward. I don't like the setup at all from Barrier 1. Bo Merton's on. He's going to need some luck. So that being said, I'm happy to back around him. I want to be with Cafe Millennium. I thought he was massive first up at Caulfield. The Hayes team just have this big gross thing of an operator, absolutely going now. Like, he was a loser there for a while, and he's flying. He got home really well against the shape of the race there in the John Dillon Stakes. It was, I think, Regal Zeus up top that completely controlled it.
Yeah.
And second up, Flemington, 1,400 metres. That's where he's produced his best racing, Cafe Millennium. So he won't have any excuses, I don't think, from barrier 7 in terms of getting clear air, and he just loves phlegm. So I'm keen to be with him, and he's out to a pretty good price.
Well, if you're going to back Sabaj, you've got to be ready and willing to say, you know what, I knew there was a good chance he was going to get held up. If he gets held up and he should have won, you're not allowed to complain.
You don't want to see Suki Lalas
No
on
Suki
X
Lalas.
saying tragedy beat.
No Suki Lalas.
Yeah.
His trial was outstanding. His jump out behind Sheila, it was magnificent. But he also flopped out there, and he flops out exclusively on race day. And from barrier 1, I think at the absolute best, he's 3 back the fence, but I reckon he'll be 4 back the fence.
Yep.
And a horse like Cafe Millennium, well, Celine Gaudray is going to know exactly where Bo Mertens is that entire race. And when she takes off in that wide line and he's stuck on the fence, well, Cafe Millennium gets a head start. Initially, I hadn't had a bet on Cafe Millennium, but I'm looking at some of these markets and the money has just been flowing for Just a Deal. And as a result, Cafe Millennium, he's drifted and touched $7 with some corps. I think you have to take that. I reckon he starts a bit shorter because Flemington's his go, and it was a nice first up performance. So I've had to nibble some of that $7 Cafe Millennium. Yes. Just a Deal, though, it will be my best result in the race. I love his map. I reckon he sits maybe leaders back. She Light, Machelado go forward. Aaron Bay will try and be a bit closer. He rolls across, keeps Aaron Bay to his outside, sits leaders back. He's still on the up, this horse, and although the run of Cafe Millennium had more merit last start, he was further back, he was wider, they crossed the line together. He's also pretty lightly raced, Just a Deal, and it's actually by far the fastest tempo race that he's had to deal with in his career. So I think in terms of him growing as a horse and improving as an athlete, that type of race shape brings them on a long way. He's never seen anything like that to improve his physical capabilities. So I think he'll bounce off that really nicely. And with that tactical advantage over a couple of others, he's the one that I've got on top. That's the sort of race that can bring horses on fitness-wise as well, and Cafe Millennium through that too. Aaron Bay's through that as well, and he's got a grouse second-up record, but he stays at 14. I think he's better off suited at the mile and then 2,000 metres, so I've left him out. But they ramped it from the 800 home there. It was testing gallop. It was a beautiful ride from Jamie Mott on Regal Zeus to take advantage of his race fitness. But I reckon those in behind come on from that.
Yep. Well, fingers crossed on Millennium for me. A couple of plays there for Saltsy in the Elms. Let's talk about the real business now here, Salts. This is the Group 1 Black Caviar Lightning. Weight for age, 1,000 metres down the diddle of headquarters. And it's a pretty sweet field assembled, I reckon, this year. I'm really liking the angles here. You've got Tentaris. Well, you got the 3-year-olds. You got Tentaris, the new kid on the block. You've got the old head in the likes of Giga Kick. The one thing I noticed when going through, and I've always been an advocate of 1,000-metre horses for 1,000-metre races, like Barracul's probably the, like record-wise, the best 1,000-metre horse in the race. Like there's no out-and-out 1,000-metre horse. So how do you play into doing your form for a 1,000-metre race here? What are the things you're looking for?
I reckon Giga Kick is a good 1,000-metre horse because he's performed and got big numbers at 1,000 metres in the past. And he's a sprinter, like a proper sprinter. So, you know, you can put horses like Baywakt in categories where he's broken the 1,400 metre Rosehill track record, and most people thought he would have went to the Caulfield Guineas and won over the mile. I just think 1,000 metres will be a bit sharp for him. You're looking for horses that have massive turns of foot.
Yeah.
And that's the top two in the market. They're the two best horses in the race, and they've got the biggest turn of foot in the race. So down the straight at Flemington, they're just going to be the most suited by 1,000 metres. And although there's a little bit of speed in the race, Baywak, Military Tycoon, Mahuna, Barrakill, they're not ripping along in this.
Yeah.
By all means. So it comes down to who's got the best turn of foot in the race.
5 3-year-olds in the race is fascinating.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
My Gladiola, she's got to turn the tables on.
She's a good straight track filly.
Yeah,
she's
is.
a good straight track filly.
She is. He's obviously a very good horse, 10 Taurus, but, we're going to find out a lot about him.
Yeah.
It's his first time against open age horses, even though a lot of them are 3-year-olds. But you've got a Giga Kick, you've got a Barracuda who's a Group 1 winner.
Yeah.
We haven't seen it. We haven't seen the Coolmore form tested. My Gladiola came through. It started $2 at Caulfield and was okay, but should have won that.
I just visually can't get 10 Taurus's turn of foot out of my head from that Coolmore. Like that's on a dime type stuff. Like
it was brilliant.
That for me is like a horse. Just that alone, like I don't even need a body of work. I'm just looking at that one race going, that's the best turn of foot in Australia and I want to be with it. So I'm backing 10 Taurus. He's my best player of the day at Flemington. Until he doesn't do that down the straight, that's when I'll oppose him. But I can't get, he's winning the Gothic Stakes, he's winning the Coolmore out of my head. He's just quality and he's got so much upside.
I reckon the market has him going to his Coolmore number. Like,
yeah,
they've got him repeating what he did before he spelled when he was third up at 1,200 metres as well. So I reckon he's on the short side. I think there's two horses. I reckon it's a 2-horse race.
Yeah.
And the market's got it right in who they've singled out. But just from a price perspective, I have to back Giga Kick. I reckon they start close together in the market.
Yeah.
And I'll preface this by saying if right now the prices were swapped, I'll back 10 Taurus.
Yeah.
But I just reckon he's the overs in the race, Giga Kick. And you want to talk about 1,000 metre horses. Like I know it's been a while, but when he was first up one day and he was beaten when he got too far back in a challenge stakes at Randwick, it was a soft 5 track. And he ran home 18 lengths his last 600 inside standard. So it's pretty much the fastest last 600 metres ever produced at Randwick. Like this guy has a monstrosity of a turn of foot. And we saw at the end of last preparation, he's got heart too.
Serious.
He's got heart. If this becomes an eyeball battle with him and 10 Taurus, he's not going to give up because that was a freakish win in the champion stake when he got eyeballed. And his first up win at Caulfield 1,100 metres was day's fastest close when he beat Tropicus too, who led. So Ethan Brown on. I know Mark Zara was just airborne last carnival. So, losing him off a horse is a loss. And 10 Taurus loses him as well for Damian Lane. But the replacement of Ethan Brown, it's no issue for me.
Yeah. I find it interesting about what Mark Zara spoke about with 10 Taurus on numerous occasions where he's a horse that loves to be cluttered up and loves to be inside runners and explodes off that. And we saw that in the Coolmore, just drawing, barrier 7. Damian Lane's going to have the opportunity perfectly to do that and find the best part of the track. He's ridden him on one occasion. I think he rode him in the Blue Diamond, actually, 10 Taurus. So he's had one ride aboard 10 Taurus in the past. But fascinating race, Saltsy. I'm keen 10 Taurus. You're with Giga Kick. Just quickly, a word on Barracuda.
I don't reckon he's got the same level of class as those two.
Yep.
In fact, I know that he doesn't.
Yep.
And he's also better around a bend as well. But he's obviously got top 4 hopes because he's won a Group 1 over 1,000 metres. Quickly, Ethan Brown, 15 from his last 50, which is a complete outrage.
Flying.
He's been my favourite jockey for a long time.
Yeah. Well, it's good to see the fruits of your labour paying off.
Yeah, thanks.
Race number 9 on the program. This is the Group 3 CS Hayes Stakes for the Colts and Geldings, 1,400 metres. It's a.
Do you remember Alligator Blood against that New Zealand horse in this race?
Catalyst?
Yeah.
Catalyst, was it?
Man. That's one of the best races I've ever seen.
Yeah, that was sick.
They went ding-dong for 800 metres.
What happened to that thing?
It went to shit.
Did it?
Yeah.
You're not having a bet in this race, are you?
No, I thought, 60s was dynamic first up.
Well,
they rip him back from this wide gate, but you're going to be able to make ground.
But that's the key.
He's got the best numbers by a mile.
Well, that's the key with him, the fact that they're going to rip him back from the wide gate. So, and I think black odds look fair for him. Like his first up run at Rose Hill, that's the first time he's been ridden cold since his debut. So that just might be what he wants. He wants a bum to follow. He wants to rip home. He's never had a look of the Melbourne way of going, but he's got 3 big figures in his career thus far that run to the winning standard here, and there is 3 wins.
He sets them. Nothing else. Everything's got to go to like a
new
2.5,
level.
3 length new level.
Yeah, he just off what we saw first up, I made him everyone made him follow, but I was like, I'm following him wherever he goes next, and I'm happy it's the CSAs. I think it sets up beautifully for him. So, what do we got price wise now?
You look at that. I'll speak to one Asakura, who's 2 from 2 since gelded. He can go to a new level. Big track, 1,400 metres. Form around him's been outstanding this preparation.
Yep.
He beat Loud Charlie. Loud Charlie's won since. He's here, Loud Charlie. Wester Swindon first up. I thought his recent jump out was good. He'll go forward. Space Rider, my man Ethan, rode him last start. 3 wide, no cover.
Win. That was a good win.
It was a good win, yeah. 3 wide. He wanted to be closer to the fence. He's not as good a horse as 60s, though.
Nah. $2 10 60s. I think black odds is more than fair about 60s.
My salty senses, my intuition was just to say stay out.
I don't like them because they're often right.
Yeah, my salty senses.
And it's usually me diving in. But my footy senses for season 11.
Yeah.
Apparently, I'm black booking my senses for season
All
11.
right, I like
I
that.
reckon I'm back.
Well, our senses go head to head in the last.
Yeah. Well, they're not even our senses. We're both actually just having a bet.
Yeah, but I've used my senses.
Your senses can only be if you're staying out. I think.
Yeah, okay, no, fair call. Yeah.
The race 10 is the Trecity Stakes. This is for the fillies. And mares, set weights and penalties over 1,400 metres. I'm actually... You're backing one and I'm laying your back here.
I'm honestly a bit scared for you.
I'm scared for you because I feel like I've got a pretty good case.
Scared.
Let's talk to Rotes Arataki.
Yeah.
Who went up 350 corporates, I thought way too short, has got out with a 4 in front of it now. Give us your reason. Tell us why Rotes Arataki wins the 10th Salts.
Well, her fresh win was good and it was a career peak. She's obviously back in good order. And if you narrow it down to her autumn statistics, she goes a lot better in the autumn than she does in the spring as well. She loves 1,400 metres.
Bringing seasonal form. This is scary.
That was courtesy of of Mick Comerford.
Really?
He nailed down some statistics.
When the leaves are falling.
Yeah.
Like Rotes Arataki.
And it paid dividends because she was 21 or 26 into 12 when she won first up in the Balmain. The race shape didn't change. The finishing positions didn't change much in the Balmain, but she held them on the line. She won this race second up last preparation, and she went to a new level when she won it, and she was on pace for Dean Yendall. Dry track, 1,400 metres, best overall ratings profile, best last start rating. It's just that's a hard horse to take on.
I'm taking it on, Salts. I'm taking her on. So she's a well-exposed mare. She's had 28 career starts. Now, she's never won 2 races in a row. So, and don't turn your nose up at me. This is the case. She has a pattern after every win to regress 1.5 to 2 lengths. Now, I know she's got her peak figure that you'll say last start, but
she's got good second up form.
There's a big enough body of work to support the fact that she will rate down on Saturday.
She didn't go back to Warrnambool on Saturday after the Balmain and go, oh, actually, I beat all the other ones home. I'm not going to improve off this.
She did. She's got a confidence up and she's arrogant and she's going to get turned over on Saturday. She's regressed after every win she's had in her career.
You're laying something on voodoo.
Footy's voodoo.
Rather than
There's a big enough body of work in the numbers to support my theory, Salts. She's never gone back to back.
Except for the same race 12 months ago when she gave him a caning.
But what did she do prior to that? Maybe she's peaked early. What did she do
ran
after
third
that?
in a Balmain.
I'm just saying she's never won 2 races in a row.
Okay.
She's got a pattern to regress after every win, 1.5 to 2 lengths.
All right.
And she's pretty well exposed. It's not like she's a
Well, you've got a 75%
starter.
chance and I've got a 25% chance and I like my odds.
Okay. I'm backing Paradise City.
All right.
I thought she's in career best form at the moment, and she's a mare that does her best work in fast run races. So I think she gets one here. There looks to be good speed in this. 2 back, she chased Porter this track trip. Sorry to bring this up on you, but she would have won if she'd got clear air sooner. Last start at Pakenham, I know she was in 70 grade, but she chased really well to win. I thought she looked a good 1x3 play, so more around the place. And I just want to have something small on Philia as well. So the Queensland filly that comes down, she took almost all before her last preparation. She was terrific up there from 1,300 metres through to 2,200. I think she just came to the end of it in the Oaks. But There's lots of speed, and from barrier 5, I think she can settle pretty close with some cover. Her 2 trials in Queensland, particularly her latest, over 1,200 metres,
Wasn't that
was
at Cranbourne?
outstanding. No, there was one.
Yeah, she had one at Cranbourne recently which was okay.
The 1,200 metre jump out, outstanding.
Yeah.
So
she needs to go to a peak number of 270 days.
So she's the one.
What do you
that has to
reckon?
lift.
What do you reckon that might happen with her?
Well, I think she might get out because she doesn't have a run to the winning standard.
I reckon she will too.
But I'm just backing her on my footy senses.
Okay.
I think she's got a little bit of class about her, SULTS. So I don't want to be a loser if she wins the race, basically.
Of that speed, I wouldn't be surprised if post-race she's saying, I thought there was going to be a bit more speed than that, because she's first up 270 days. See what I see is first up short of her best. Princess Q won't run 1,400, so they won't ride her to lead. They'll get cover. It's really only Grid Girl that follows across Rotarataki. Samanga's developed a habit of standing in the gates.
I don't know where that horse is at.
No. She's been staying in the gates. I'm also backing Eternal Flame, something small too, because she's coming through the Balmain. And she got too far back, and it was not a day to be back and wide. And her last 200 metres was actually one of the best rated on the program. And she's below her best, which we have to go back to the autumn of 2 years ago. But autumn 2 years ago, she's probably favourite.
Yep.
She's got good Flemington and dry track form as well. So just something small on her. You can shop north of 30. I reckon we get a little bit shorter than that late in the piece on the exchange, something little each way.
Yep. Just on Felia with hers, I want to have a little bit of a closest to the pin comp for our unit army out there. We'll work off Betfair starting price. So she's currently $4.20 on corporate. So I think she might get out a little bit, but I think she's a pretty classy filly. So we'll put this up on the gram. Closest to the pin, what will her BSP starting price be? Whoever gets closest or nails it will go chronological in the comments. So if you've said the same as someone else, the person who posted it first will win. We'll chuck in some 2 units merch, t-shirt, cap, maybe a Betfair drink bottle as well that we've got up there. So we'll chuck all that in, SULTS, and we'll chuck that reel up a little bit later. So turn your notifications on for 2 Units Podcast on the grams, please. Let's get to Randwick. Cracker of a day up there. Rails in the 4. What can we expect?
It'll be a good track. I'm expecting lanes 3 to 8 best, relatively fair. There is a bit of an easterly, sort of, anywhere between 20 upwards 30k, some gusts that might be a bit stronger as well. When the wind comes from the east at Randwick, what that does down the side of the course is it blows from the inside out. So sort of blending in off the fence, I'm expecting to be certainly no disadvantage, probably advantageous at Randwick on the weekend.
Let's get to race 1. It's a Class 3 highway handicap where we go head-to-head over 1,800 metres. Didn't have this on my new season bingo card. The boys will be going head-to-head with a bit of value in the highway. Who do you like?
I'm with the favourite. I thought his run second up at Rosehill was very good, and that's Warrior for Peace. But he's going to need some luck extricating from the fence. But if you have a look at his last start where he jumped from barrier 15... he then went back to the fence and he literally never, ever got clear until about 50 metres to go, and he somehow ran 4th. It's one of the best 4ths in the history of Class 3 highways.
This is outrageous.
It's the best 4th I've ever seen in a highway, and I reckon up in distance on a bigger track.
It might be.
Up in distance on a bigger track, looks made for him.
I'm not going to sit here and try and prove you wrong that isn't the best 4th you've ever seen in a highway. I am with the well-named Mr. Chips. I'll be putting some gravy on him if this thing wins, because it's around $23 on corporates, and he's been on a bit of a tear. He's on an upward spiral, this bloke. He won his maiden back in November. He's an on-pacer. You've got all the early speed drawn outside, so I think he should find a nice little spot in running there from barrier 6. And last start over 1,600 metres, it was at Royal Dubbo, and he was dominant late. He was running away from him through the line. He's rock hard fit. He's ready for 1,800 metres, and the map is going to afford him every chance. So 1/4 on Mr. Chips and Gravy for me, Saltsy.
I've had a look at the form of that race. I think he was racing a lemur from the Dubbo Zoo.
Lemurs are quick. Lemurs,
Oh, are they?
Lemurs sectionals get up to like 75k, so I'll take that.
Fuck, that's Redkirk Warrior.
I actually don't.
Flemington
I
Straight.
actually don't know that for sure, but anything to try, any lie to prove you fucking wrong, I'll take it. Let's skip all the way to race number 6. This is a benchmark 88 over the mile. What do you like?
Yeah, sorry, I stuffed that up. It's actually race 5.
Okay.
Race 5 on the program, yeah, APAC. Captain Fury, the 16. I thought his return over short of this was quite good. It was a very fast race. And being first up in a very fast race, that's always a disadvantage. And that's why the Quinella beat him home. But he's going to be a lot fitter for that. And, you know, Cross Tasman got rolled at $1.50 last start. Found one better that had probably an easier run. But, you know, up to 1,600 metres. I'm willing to look around him at that price. I thought that Captain Fury represented the value in the race. And, you know, he's been pretty well supported since Marcus went up, $9.50 in a $7. And I don't mind him potentially with a little bit of a quieter ride and just covered up as well. I reckon he'll run out the mile.
Okay, Captain Fury for Salts in the 5th. Let's get to the Expressway Stakes now. This is a cracker of a race. You've got Jolie Star, who's your favourite at the moment. Then you've got Lady Shenandoah on the second line, Angel Capital, Cabalas off a 12-length trial win, Coal Crusher, who you would imagine would ping the lids in this race. I don't think he's going to try and out-sprint any of these tactically. I know he doesn't always go forward, Coal Crusher, but I think he'll look to sort of get away from him here.
Yeah.
It'll be his only one wood in this race.
He trialled without his blinkers on and they go on.
Yep.
Where he beat Angel Capital. But if you watch that trial, how do you possibly back him over Angel Capital?
Yep. And Hubert Rue's just on a float trip to Sydney, so I'm not, that's genuine speed hump, that thing. But it's a cracker of a little race. So I'm siding with Angel Capital, Saltsy. I think he's just a complete star, this bloke. He's first up in his second preparation for Chris Waller. So you're expecting the improvement again this time in. He was brilliant in the Everest. He ran the fastest final 200 metres of the race. He chased well behind Jimmy Starr in the CF4. I know this is over 1,200 metres, but Jimmy Starr would just be favourite here, wouldn't he? For sure. Like Barrier 3, Zach Lloyd gets a nice trail behind good speed. I think just at the 11 starts so untapped, we're about to see the best of him this autumn.
This is a great race. There's a lot of angles to play. Cabalas is your map horse because Hubert Rue. I'm with you. What the hell? Anyway, it goes
it's like when
forward.
you hit a Rue on the road and then they just literally become a speed hump. He's a speed hump.
Yeah, he is.
Like there has to be a point to where you can't let horses run in these races.
Well, it's not good for Lady Shenandoah because she's drawn barrier 1 and the whole race she's going to be thinking, how do I get off the heels of this guy?
Oh, it's a little bit of history repeating itself. Was it the second that she ran to head wall? What was that in? Where she couldn't get out, held up. I mean, I don't think Hubert Rue was there, but
so Cabalas lets Coal Crusher roll across and tags it, and he gets a head start on Jolie Star, Lady Shenandoah, Angel Capital. Good horse. His peak rating last start, though, was a pretty big outlier. I think he ticks over for this and goes to the Newmarket with a lightweight. I don't know about this being his race. The other horses, well, they're simply just better horses. Jolie Star, fresh, 12, Randwick. You know, I wouldn't be saying that you're backing Angel Capital because he beat home Jolie Star in a trial. Like, she never had to do anything at the trials. She can win. Any of those three can win. I think Lady Shenandoah is a little bit under the odds from barrier 1.
I agree.
You know, she had some excuses in the Everest as well. You could have thrown a blanket across her, Angel Capital, Jolie Star. And, you know, then she's got the Jimmy Star form, which ties in Angel Capital from the Futurity. But I just couldn't find an angle. I think the market's right. I'm just happy to stay out and watch some good horses go around.
Imagine if Hubert Rue won the Expressway.
CF4 that was, sorry. That always confused me, those two. Yeah. Well, you'd give up, wouldn't you?
I'll throw the stable in the bin. Yeah, that's what I'll do.
Use the stable as firewood.
I'll set that alight in my own house. That just can't happen. Let's get to race number 8 now. It's the feature. It's the Apollo Stakes, 1,400 metres. We see the return of the star Autumn Glow, the star mare, Chris Waller, James McDonald steers. Baby Wink. She's $1.60. She's got in as tight as $1.55 some places. You've got Chow Wolf, who also returns, Lindemann, Aliana, Steffi Magnetica, Antino, all first up. Where do you look, Saltsy?
You look to the exotics. You stand out Autumn Glow. She's just the best horse in the race.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any denying it.
She's just a complete nutter winner, isn't she?
She's just absolute star. Fresh 14, massive turn of foot, tactical versatility, can sit outside lead, can go back, wet, dry, who gives a damn. Just a gun. You stand her out to win, and then I'm just going to play around with the instructor. Races like this, first up, there's always a fit horse on the scene that just tries to catch them napping.
Yeah, I think instructors are really
I think
good top
sort of
four.
top
I think he's a
four.
top four hope. I agree.
Lindemann, I think he probably tags the instructor. First up, they don't ride him to lead. Chow Wolf, mind you, last preparation first up was outstanding without his blinkers in the Wink Stakes via the car park. So that was a terrific run. Like it's high pressure, bit further is his target. Antino, well, barrier one just awful for him. He just keeps missing the start. Not even Blake Shin can get him to jump. So how's Tommy Berry going to? I'll tell you, he's not. And Aliana, I don't think.
What do you make of last prep? There's a lot of talk around. Like Chris Waller gives one snippet to the media, and it's like, oh, she hasn't come up in the coat, and then whether she has luck, then everyone just jumps on that, and it's all anyone's ever spoken about for the entire spring. Oh, gee, she hasn't come up in the coat. Has she come up in the coat this preparation?
Couldn't tell you, but
what's going on?
She had
Can someone get a coat report on
She
Aliana?
had a good prep without winning.
Yeah.
She was pretty unlucky in that Cox Plate. She never got out. I just don't think there's enough speed on for her here. She nearly beat Via Sistina first up last preparation, but I reckon the bottomless track just brought her into that a little bit.
Yeah.
She's not for me this weekend.
Yeah, I'm having an exotics play here. I'm going to have a Lindemann Autumn Glow Quinella. Now, I know he's got donuts next to his first up name, Lindemann, but I thought last preparation, he's just gone to an absolute new level. Like, if he didn't stay up there and be a complete and utter pig with that Sydney cash, I'm confident, and like, of course you can say these things can't be proven wrong, but he would have given some Group 1 weight for age races a proper shake in Victoria over the spring. Like, he's a proper horse, and he failed first up last time, but it was a heavy 10. Yeah. So I'm going to be forgiving of that because after that run, he was almost faultless. So
he was runner-up in this first up last year.
Yeah. So I think he's, he can certainly go on with it. He'll be in really good nick being from the stable as well. But Autumn Glow, you can't be leaving her out. So I think Lindemann Autumn Glow, I'm going to be playing those and a little Quinella. It's so scary that we haven't seen her ceiling yet. This prep, we're going to get a good little indication of how the next couple of years on the track might look, and if we're in for a generational ride.
Terrific call. This is the prep.
Yeah.
This is the prep. We know she's good. Duh.
Yeah.
But this is the prep that says,
it's wait for age time.
Has she just been placed to perfection and she's extremely good? Or is she a freak?
Yeah. No.
This prep will separate that.
Yep. Let's get to race 9 on the program. This is the Triscay Stakes. It's for the mares. You having a bet in this?
I am, yeah. I think there's speed for something to run on here. I'm looking at last up winner Super Norwest, Lilac, Tulleries, Gerrington, who likes to roll forward. Manal's still in this. Yep, Manal's still in this. No scratching. So there's enough pressure for something to get back and run on. And that's Lazura. I've loved her quiet trials. She just goes back from barrier 11, watches it all unfold. Her first up win last preparation, it wasn't a bottomless track, but her closing sectionals, when it was run later in the day, were days fastest. And then she was good on dry track subsequent to that. I think she's probably the best horse in the race. And that's why she got 59.5 kilos.
I agree. I was looking to find Lazura in the race, but I just couldn't get past Weeping Woman's setup and just at the weights in terms of just where she is off her short break. So I think she's going to be more forward. She gets, 5 kilos off the likes of Lazura. She's 9 weeks between runs, 2 trials in the lead-in. This is the chance. Lazura's probably a better horse, but if she's getting her, it's it's on Saturday with this setup. So, and that's Manal as well, who gives her 5 kilos. So I like Weeping Woman. She went to the paddock as well with 3 on the bounce. So she seems to have gone to another level. So happy to be with Weeping Woman in the 9th. Hey, you know, I went to Tuileries. I was in Paris, and it's actually a garden between the Louvre and another sort of like museum. And I was like,
nice.
I just couldn't escape the racing. I was like, oh, this is what that horse.
I see that a lot. You see like
that
town names.
horse is named after,
that happens a lot.
Yeah. So there you go. Shout out. Let's move on. Anything in race 10?
Yeah, we're going to the last.
Yep.
Unfortunately, so I really can't stand that this is allowed to happen in New South Wales. So
tell me about it.
Sovereign Hill's favourite in race 4.
Oh yeah, this is a joke.
And he's favourite in race. You shouldn't be able to accept in 2 races on the same program. And obviously, he's going to go to race 4, where he's drawn as a sole leader, and here he's drawn barrier 16. Like, get him out of the race.
He's 4th emergency, isn't he? As well.
Yeah, get him out of the race.
Yeah,
stifling.
It pisses me off to the point where it's
Well, 'cause
I can't even be fucked doing form for the race. To the fact if I don't know where they're going, because when you got to put your name to something on a Thursday sometimes as well. This one's probably a bit different because you can see where he's headed, but it's like, oh, I'm not gonna like the races change shape completely when a runner like that comes out of it.
I think Polymnia, in fact, I know Polymnia is the value in this race. And that's even when Sovereign Hill comes out. We're going to get a better starting price, Polymnia, James McDonald in the last, if we take the 850 now and then we cop some deductions. So you back Polymnia now. She's only won 1 race, which, you know, it's not great. But I reckon fresh, just blending in midfield, first up 1,300 metres, it looks her go. You know, she sat outside Idle Flyer first up last preparation over 1,400 metres and was good, rated well. She was beaten by Idle Flyer in the Angst Stakes. And then off that win, Idle Flyer come down and started almost favourite in that.
Yeah, I was on Idle Flyer. Yeah.
In the Empire Rose. Yeah. Just blending in last crack is her go. So James McDonald, nice booking.
Yep.
Ridden her a few times, never won, but been in the placings. Her trials have been magnificent. Her first one was very quiet. Her second one, she was sort of in between runners and she had to slice back towards the inside. And then 100 metres past the post, she's just run on by them. I reckon she's tuned up for a big, fresh run and she's the best bet on the Randwick program.
Ooh, I enjoy when you say the word magnificent. You put a little bit of Bruce in it. You got a bit of Saltsy's recaps. About it.
Taking on racing at Randwick this weekend. We see Polymnia in the last, benchmark 88. James McDonald, yes, please.
Shout out to our mate Isaac for recaps.
Oh, we love the work.
Putting out some terrific content. Give him a follow on Instagram at Isaacs_recaps. He's one of the very best in the business, as are daretodream.com.au, because they're back on board for another season. Saltsy. That is a segue that's taken... I feel like my craft is back now. It's taken an hour and 7 minutes, but my craft is back in town. Morphettville Parks track this week for daretodream.com.au, Salts.
Rail true, good for, ever so slight southeast wind. It's a tailwind down the back. I don't think it has too much of an impact. What I'm wary of about Morphettville this weekend is when they had 3 races on the Parks track when they split the meeting a couple of weeks ago.
They had 48 races on the program.
Yeah, we thought it was going to be a classic rail true on the Parks track, fence on. They watered the bejesus out of it because it was hot and the inside was cast.
Yes.
And it's also hot again this Saturday. So we've got a little bit of a watch on how much irrigation goes on this week. I think there's already been a fair bit. Although the horse I've backed in race 1 has drawn barrier 1, just hoping it can sort of get off heels, small field, suck up. But yeah, I'm not confident about how this track's going to play, to be honest.
I've just checked the weather and it's magnificent. Race 1, benchmark 66, 1250. Type 2 diabetes here, Salts.
Yeah, I was with High on Sugar first up and he just got too far back and he never got a crack at them. That was in a benchmark 70. Now he drops back to 66. He was off space runs there, so now he strings a couple together. Barrier 1, Core Carber, quick backup last weekend. Remember I texted you that? So this thing is the 1 by 400 of the millennium at Naracoorte. Never loses at Naracoorte.
The amount of millennium tips I've got,
Yeah.
I'm going to type keywords into my
To
messages.
be honest, I wish it was
millennium.
400 by one. But
Yeah.
anyway, limited risk. But I reckon high on sugar just sort of sucks up. And it's got the best turn of foot in the race. So if a gap comes, look out.
Yeah, around $4 at the moment on corporates. Hey, there's one going around in race 3, Bassett Babe. Our man, the Yate dog, got a little bit of lead in the pencil about this horse.
More
when
than
I
a
was
little
chatting to
bit.
the
I think he
other
might
week.
have had a ring on.
A ring. Those things are explosive. This thing won. Well, our man Yate dog reckons it's a Group 1 winner in waiting. Bassett Babe.
Well, it beat Dazelles last start at wherever the hell it debuted. Gawler, sorry.
it was, yeah.
It ran an absolute monstrosity of a rating.
Yeah.
Its weight for age rating was like up there with winning sort of Group 2 races.
Yeah.
Like whether you can replicate that when you get the more pressure around you or whatever, but like it was a terrific win. Mm-hmm. And the horse that it beat 7 lengths went 1 by 2 lengths. So
That's 9 lengths.
yeah. That's lengthception. Now we're not backing this thing because it's $1.40, but
Yeah, but it'll be a fun watch.
yeah,
we want it.
we want to follow. We love good horses. Yeah.
It's like I want to see this thing go out and improve.
Yeah,
because,
absolutely.
like,
And then when whenever I have a race, if I back against it, that's when I want to see the bubble burst.
You know what I
But if
say?
I'm not getting involved, I want the bubble to stay intact.
you know what I've always said, and that's life's too short to back shit horses. So
It's a good
it's on my
call.
bumper sticker. I got it on the car, so you know how it is. We'll
What
also be
are you
keep-
backing?
Well,
that,
we'll be
what are
keeping
you backing that thing in the highway for then, Mr. Chips?
because it's a shit race. It actually sounds like it's got something wrong with it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Used to chips.
Yeah. What about race 4? So we've got Dare to Dream on board.
Well, there's alumni floating around
Yeah.
here, Salt. So, Brand Her Bold debuts for Will Clarkin and Rochelle Mills rides. Will Stayle's on fire at the moment. So in 2026, he's had 11 Metro runners for 4 winners at 36%. So absolutely airborne. And Brand Her Bold is a bit of a Dare to Dream alumni. And there's some pretty exciting news in that space. And the unit army will find out more about it. But the units will be we're getting involved in some SA races. We're getting the horse salts with a Group 1 winning trainer. So I'm just teasing that now. We'll be getting all the unit army on board. Dare to Dream units, unit army. It's
Well, if that doesn't put lead in your pencil, honestly.
oh mate,
Your pencil's never going to get lead.
the pencil's full.
Race 5?
Yeah, tough.
You've come to the table.
Yeah, the mare. I got run out of town a few years ago, but the mare's
you did.
The mare's back for season 77. I'm with Tough Talk here. Dominant win last time out at Strathalbyn. Just looks to have come back a better product this time in. So I think probably need a little bit of luck from the draw, but I'm pretty keen to be with Tough Talk in the fifth.
Yeah, I looked at that race because
Of course you did,
That
because
was
there's no race in the world you haven't looked at.
3 tracks, and then I'll do Ballarat in the morning. We'll find one there.
Cool.
But
Been well supported. So I opened 420.
I was just worried
360.
about where it gets to.
Yeah.
Big turn of foot though.
Yep. I mean, I do like that they always get their chance at Morph, I feel.
Well, on the Parks track, they might be fanning at that stage of the day.
They'll be fanning. Don't
Yeah.
you worry about that. I'll be fanboying. Tough
Yeah.
Talk in the 5th. Let's move along to race number 7 now. This is a 0 to 62 handicap over 1,000. This is a great saying, over yonder. It just doesn't.
Oh, to Craig.
It just doesn't get used enough.
It's brilliant, doesn't?
Well named.
And this guy was formerly with Gerald Egan, and I wanted to follow him off what he did at the Yarra Valley last start because he absolutely belted third. He was beaten by a $1.20 favourite in Insane Harry, who then went and won his next race. So I was looking for him to find sort of 1,300, 1,400 metres in the bush somewhere. But he's since gone to Brendan Davis, and maybe they're aiming him up for a Port Augusta season, and this is a tick over run. But I just don't want to let him go around without me. Look, 1,000's short of his best, but I'm getting enough to play. He is pretty tactically versatile, and he did win off the speed over 1,100 metres first up in his preparation, and he beat Mr. Assertive Croatian Art. They've both been multiple subsequent winners as well. So I think he's good enough if the speed's on to sort of run into a placing.
He's a big price. He's at Mr. Chips odds.
Yeah,
23 favourites.
we have something on him each way.
I want a match race, Mr. Chips versus Over Yonder.
He's got a race in him, and we're getting the price to just have a little nibble.
All right, $23, $5.50. That's sort of each way around Over Yonder in the 7th. We move on to race 9 on the program. This is a benchmark 72 over 1,400 metres, Saltsy.
There's a bit of speed here. I reckon something will be able to run on. Bet Witchery rolls across from an outside draw. Zabella, Texan Windstorm, flashing, like there's just speed everywhere, mate. That's Streetcar Apollo. So I reckon just sort of tagging in behind the speeds, tap in for par. His fresh win was very good, and then he went back to the inferior going last start, and it was just quicksand. I thought he had some excuses. And through that same race is a horse that doesn't win that often in headphones, but fast tempo, 1,400 metres. Well, that's her go. Drawn wide, just floats back, lets the speed go. But she comes through that same race that Ciala won last start. The tap in for par comes through and was held up, and then through the line worked home good. They're both at big prices.
Okay.
Like, what are we talking? 17.
Yeah.
So headphones, I'm getting $23. Tap in for par, I'm getting $18 in from 23. So yeah, I thought just Bet Witchery cops a bit of pressure up front, maybe short enough at 3:30.
That'd be a pretty nice finish to the day. One of those
nice.
lob.
Yeah.
I reckon Saltsy will be up and about. Geez, that was a fat specs for the start of the season.
I'm not even tired. I'm ready. I'm ready for it.
It was a fat supper, it was a fat nags, and it was a fat specs.
I reckon this is the longest show ever.
Yeah, well, it'd be up there, actually.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get to our 2 units, our best back and lay anywhere on the weekend. And I thought, given Saturday's Valentine's Day, Salts, we love to do things for our loved ones on Valentine's Day for that special one. And I know you're a big romantic, so I thought we'd give our best Valentine's poem for our best bet. So here's mine, units. Roses are red, Godolphin are blue. I'm all in on 10 Tyrus. Let's get in the queue.
That's beautiful.
What do you think of that?
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Okay.
Nice.
What do you got for me?
Well, we know I've got history with writing poems back in the OG days,
you
and I used to do Valentine's specials, so
That's what it's poem.
I've gone to the depths of my heart for this one.
Okay.
Roses are red, and Dola wears pink. Gonna give his rivals one in the stink.
That's not bad. Yeah, that's pretty good.
If he wins, I'll go berserk. I'll give myself one in the stink if he wins.
We're too deep into this show. Best lay of the weekend. I'm taking you on Rote to Arataki. She's yet to win 2 in a row, Salts. I don't know if you've seen the stats. And she does regress after each victory. I don't know if you've seen the stats. So taking Rote to Arataki on in the last at Flemington.
Taking on a mirror in form. I'm going to have 2. Immortal Star down the straight, although racing well, I think too short, can back the Edwards thing. What is it? I'm backing Photograph, and I've forgotten the name of the other. Tango Jewel.
Oh, Tango.
Yep, so Immortal Star a bit short. And Sabaj, well, don't come crying when he's climbing all over hills.
You've been big on that. You've been big on the tears police.
Yeah. I'm not. Yeah. You draw a back marker barrier 1, you just know what you're going to get.
Yeah, fair enough. Hey, Salts, that's been a huge show for us. It's good to be back on the airwaves. What are we?
It is.
1 hour and 17 minutes deep we are into the show.
The best 1 hour and 17
of your
in
life.
YouTube history.
That's true. I was about to say, probably already listened to the whole show, but if you thought it was that good and you want to watch it, hop on 7 p.m. Thursday night, Australian Eastern Standard Time, because we're going to try and pop the show up on YouTube for every single episode this season, which is pretty exciting.
I'm pumped. Yeah.
A bit of visuals. We've got the gear on, Wanderer.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks, shout out to our
Wanderer. So we didn't bring them to the supper, but they're getting around us.
They'll get around us.
We're big fans of the gear.
We are. So it's about time.
We love the kit.
About time someone picked us up 4 seasons deep.
We've been free agents for a long time. We've been waiting for the right collaboration, and we've found one that suits.
That's true. We've been very picky. Hey, all the very best. Group 1 Racing Day, Black Caviar Lightning. Enjoy it. We'll be back next week right here on the 2 Units Potty.